Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am finally doing the video I have talked about doing forever, and that is showing you guys my favorite videos from my favorite AuthorTubers, from my favorite Camp NaNoWriMo. Lots of favorites going on. I am so sorry this video is so freaking delayed, but I knew it was going to take a while to actually plan because I wanted to, you know, pick my favorite video from everybody. I'm really glad I did it, and actually it's got me thinking that I want to do it again, but for other AuthorTubers that I love that just happened not to be in my Camp NaNoWriMo April 2018 cabin. Also, I am repping what I call my early 2000s look today. I'm pretty sure I actually even got this white, what do you call this? It's not a shawl, what do you call this? I'm pretty sure I actually got this in middle school. I also got my hoop earrings, got my messy bun, put on some lip gloss for you guys. You're welcome. So just to get into it, because I have a feeling this video will be long if I don't keep it going quick. Oh, before I do, can I just say, I've weirdly just gotten into the song Havana by Camila, I don't know her last name. And I'm like really delayed, I know this, but now I cannot gush to anyone. I hated it for so long, I thought it was so annoying. And now I like it. And now it's too late. Let's move on. So first up, and I'm gonna mention these in order, so if you hear a video that sounds really interesting to you and you wanna check it out, that's where you can find it. And I'm probably just gonna put up a picture of everybody's channels because I have no idea how people do a live video. I know I could Google it, but guys, come on, it took me this long to even prep this video. Let's not take forever to edit it. Okay, first up, Kate Kavanaugh. You love her, you've heard of her. If you haven't, how in the world have you heard of me before her? Like, she's great. She also happens to be traveling all over the US, or was traveling. Did she finish? I should look that up. But she's basically living my dream lifestyle. She is a freelance writer who also is writing her own book projects, fiction project on the side. She's funny, she's so relatable. I love how down to earth her videos feel. And as I mentioned, she's also a freelance writer, which means that she is a professional, so she kind of knows what she's talking about when she gives tips. Which leads into what my favorite video so far from her channel is, or one of them, because there were so many I had trouble picking. But it's her freelance writing and aspiring author tips. What I really like about it is she talks about real life tips that you can apply to fit writing into your life, or you know, what a freelance writer lifestyle looks like. You know, I will be the first to admit I love videos that inspire you and motivate you and are just like, you know, they talk it up and like, you know, dream big. But I also really like videos that get down into the technical and talk about what actions are needed to achieve your dreams. Okay, next on the list is, of course, I've mentioned her 1,000 times before, and I'm gonna probably mention her 1,000 times more, Heidi from Listen I Have an Idea. She was one of the first people I think I found when doing NaNoWriMo the first time. Or no, Camp NaNoWriMo? Yeah, I think she was the first person I found when looking at Camp NaNoWriMo videos. Anyway, she is probably my best YouTube friend. I freaking adore her. Her videos are so nice and bubbly, and she just talks about a whole range of things. And I would say my favorite video from hers is the tag that we did together. Plug. But I won't cheat. I'll give another video. I picked her nature walk tags, and so she did this thing where once a week she would write somewhere outside her normal writing zone, and it was just something that I had never thought of doing to get myself out of writer's block before. And she also sometimes actually takes us on a physical nature walk, and it's just always so beautiful and peaceful, and I just really enjoyed that day during Camp NaNoWriMo that I knew she was going to post those videos. So I've linked one down below for you guys so you can check out what I'm talking about. Okay, number 3, Sylvia K. One thing I adore about her, she talks not just about the wonderful things of writing and booktube, but also the not so wonderful things. So she's a great person to check out, sort of like an inside scoop on the booktube channels. With that said, yes, she is mostly a booktuber, but she also participates in NaNoWriMo and Camp NaNoWriMo events. And my favorite video of hers, I think she took down, which was talking about what was happening with small YouTubers when the monetization regulations, or like what qualified you, got increased. I actually used to be monetized myself, and then I got demonetized, and I just hit the point, not just, but a few months ago I hit the point where I would have been monetized again, but then they changed the rules. It's really not a big deal. Like, I mostly just liked being part of the partnership program, though technically I'm getting carried away. Anyway, she had a whole video talking about it and breaking down why it was helpful for small YouTubers to be part of the partnership program. A lot of it had to do with getting your videos seen, getting your videos recommended, especially in the sidebar. But I think she took it down because I couldn't find that video, so I picked a second video. And that was her Cozy-a-thon original tag. I love the idea behind it. So like I said, she's mostly a booktuber, and she created this booktube tag that really focused on making reading enjoyable again. There's no rush. It sounds like a lot of booktube tags are very focused on reading quickly, reading a lot quickly. I definitely understand that feeling. I do the Goodreads reading challenge. I'm reading 50 books this year. I'm actually way ahead of my goal because I read a lot of Nancy Drew books. Zach says it's cheating. I don't think it's cheating. But anyway, so check out her Cozy-a-thon tag if that sounds like something you would be interested in. Next on the list, and I believe the only guy on my list, is Rowan from Rowan Tree Editing. I adore him. He has a wonderful accent, so if you want to just sit there and listen to, I think it's British, but he is a professional editor as well, so he is someone who also really knows what he's talking about. He gives great tips, especially with editing, which leads me into the video I selected, where he talks about how to approach editing your novel, specifically after NaNoWriMo, so after you fast draft, essentially. And he talks about how to break it down. He gives some really great tips. I actually used a lot of those tips that he gave, so definitely check that out if you are approaching or in the stages of revising your novel for a second draft or for the first time. All right, next is Becca C. Smith, and she's actually a pretty established author in her own right. She's written a lot of books, which you can see on her website, but I think she's newer to the YouTube scene, just to sort of market herself as an author better, which I am so happy she is here because she's so bubbly. Oh, and she has a really cool Etsy site, which I had no idea until I was going through her channel to figure out which of her videos liked best. And her newest video shows some of her Etsy work, which is like, what? It's so good. So the video I've selected for this is actually, it was a Camp NaNoWriMo prep video, and she talked about how she was having doubts about her story. So first of all, I found that really inspiring as an established author who still goes through all those doubts and feelings even when, you know, she has so many books under her belt. But then I also love how, despite that, I think what makes her a professional especially is the fact that she powered through, and she didn't stop to think, oh, this sucks, maybe I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't be a writer anymore. No, like, of course not. She's a professional writer. And so she went to Barnes & Noble and she freaking just wrote anyway, and ended up creating this new character that she realized was going to solve a lot of her problems. So that just was a really great look into how professional authors handle that sort of situation. Okay, next is sort of a newer AuthorTuber as well, Letters from a Christian. And the video I've selected from her is actually in Spanish, which I thought was so cool. She also did the same video in English, so there is the English and Spanish version. Wow, I can't even speak one language. I just thought that was great because I feel like there really isn't too much diversity in that sense in the booktube community. Maybe there is and I'm being really ignorant because I just don't speak other languages, but I just haven't seen much of it. Okay, next is Diane Verrochi. See how I said her name fast with confidence, even though I have no idea if I'm saying it right? That's just the key to success. One thing I really like about Diane is her videos definitely seem like the kind of videos that you have a cup of coffee and you just sit down and it feels like you're chatting with her. She does a lot of like chatty videos, and she's just very, you can tell, wise and experienced in the subject of writing. And she's also a nurse. So cool. And the video I selected was actually a response video. So she was responding to one of Kate Kavanaugh's videos that was talking about author responsibility. And what I liked about it wasn't so much the subject of author responsibility, it was one of the points she made about epilogues and character development. And it just helped me realize, because I think I'm going to have an epilogue for my story, but just the importance of really writing an epilogue last. I know that seems obvious, but she nailed the problem I've had with Harry Potter's epilogue. And I couldn't really put my finger on why it didn't sit well with me. I mean, I love Harry Potter. I loved the story of the epilogue, but it read as if it wasn't written at the same time in the books, which come to find out it kind of wasn't. So I really like that she broke it down and really talked about writing in a language sense and in a literary sense, which, you know, we talk on AuthorTube a lot about our experience writing and like showing vlogs and like talking about writing tips, but like really analyzing the writing, analyzing the literature is something I haven't seen very much on AuthorTube, and I just really enjoyed listening to her do that. Okay, next is Santana from santanasg. Her video I selected was actually super cool, and I hadn't even seen it before I decided to do this because I was looking at her other videos I hadn't watched. But she did a video about NaNoWriMo for Project for Awesome, which was so cool. It was so well done. It's so inspiring. It kind of just talks about why NaNoWriMo is important and why you participating in NaNoWriMo is important, so definitely go check that out. Also, she's a fantastic editor. Okay, next is Annie North, who, can I just say, first of all, looks amazing in every single hair color. Like, she does lots of writing tip videos. And the video I selected was something just that I had never seen before, and it was what she wished she knew before starting an AuthorTube channel. So if you're thinking about starting a channel like this, or just kind of want to get nosy and like see some of the behind the scenes of what it's like to have an AuthorTube channel, check out that video. Okay, next is Brooke Passmore from By the Brooke, who I mean, I love all the people that I'm listing, obviously, or else I wouldn't be talking about them, but I am loving her lately. She is killing it. She just passed 500 subscribers and she's already at like 530, and this just happened a couple days ago. But she has such original video ideas. Like, her channel is so fresh. It was so hard to pick a video, so I decided to do something a little bit different, and I'm actually going to choose her live streams. So she does live streams or like book review streams, and she also does live chats, but she does it with Mandy Lynn and Natalia Lee, who I also adore them. So I'll link one down below so you can check it out. It was a Keeper book review, and the three of them just talked about it live. I don't know, it's just, it was so cool. You don't see very many AuthorTube live streams, and she does one every month, so definitely check those out. She also was the creator, or one of the co-creators of the Titanic writing tag, which I just did. Self-promotion again, woohoo! Okay, next is Tabitha. She is newer on YouTube, and she does lots of really awesome book reviews. And the video I've selected for her is, she does a video that she talks about self-doubt, which I just love videos like that. They are my go-to when I am feeling it myself, and just, you know, it just helps when you realize you're not alone with these feelings. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be a great writer or a great author. And just, they're always inspiring. I could watch uplifting videos all day long, and it's sometimes, you know, you watch videos of AuthorTube and you think, wow, everyone is just killing it. That is not always the case, and I love people who aren't afraid to show the hard parts too. Okay, next is actually somebody who's not on YouTube, but she has a fantastic blog, and she was part of our AuthorTube cabin anyway, which I'm so glad, because she was one of the best and most active people in our cabin. And this is Siobhan Saviola. Hope I said that right. And since she doesn't have a YouTube channel, I decided to just link one of my favorite blog posts by her, and you can read all of her blog posts on her website. But she talks about pen names, which I just thought was so cool, because it's something I actually haven't really thought about that much. I guess technically I will be using a pen name, but not purposefully, because I am getting married in a couple years, and I plan on keeping my maiden name as my pen name, even though it won't be my legal name anymore. So my channel name, Haley Bascom. Oh, I just said my name. I wasn't gonna do it. Oh well. That is still going to be my hopeful, you know, published name. And when I get married, I will legally change my last name to my fiance's last name. So that will give me a little bit of privacy in that sense. But also it's a really cool way to still honor my maiden name and that part of myself in my professional career. Okay, next is Jessica from Jessica Reads and Writes. I love her videos. I love the background of it. She has one of those like really beautiful books. I mean, a lot of these people have this, but like I really notice in her videos where she has like just a really beautiful backdrop. I mean, not that Mona's not beautiful. She is. But I don't have one of those pretty bookshelves that are like aesthetically pleasing. She is also someone that looks amazing in every hair color. And the video I've chosen from her channel is Ways to Fit Writing In. I think these videos are so great because as somebody who works a full-time job and a freelance job and is planning for a wedding, and what else am I doing? 1,000 other things. It is so helpful to find ways like this to fit in your writing, because sometimes you just are like, I know there's 24 hours a day, but I just don't believe it. And she offers some really great tips that you might not have thought of. Okay, next up is Hannah. She is also newer to YouTube. She's so sweet. I loved her videos and I loved her vlogs. They're very down to earth and I loved watching them. But I decided for this to choose her Camp NaNoWriMo writing tag video that, oh, my battery died. I decided to choose her Camp NaNoWriMo writing tag video because I just loved hearing about her project. I love hearing about everybody's project, and I think that she really gave some really wonderful answers. So go, oh gosh, I'm messing this up. It just looks different. How was I seated before? Seated. Can you tell I'm tired? So go check out her video, get to know Hannah. She's so great. Okay, next is somebody that I actually discovered right before Camp NaNoWriMo started this year, and that is TJ from Hey TJ. I think the thing that made me first click on her channel was her hair. She has the most gorgeous red hair. And she's someone that also has so many good videos. It was so hard to choose. But then I came across her song. She wrote a song, and it's so good. And she sings so beautifully. And I was blown away, and so I linked that down below. Please go check it out. It is fantastic. She also plays the piano. Like, I was like, is there anything this girl can't do? Like, what the heck? It's a really lovely song. It's like, wow, I kind of like want this song. Could she send it to me? And like, she can sing. Like, she can really sing, and it's lovely. Okay, last up is Heather Hunter. I also adore her. So I found her, I don't even know. How did we find each other? I have no idea. Heather, do you know? I don't even know. Did she comment on my video? Did I find her on NaNoWriMo forums? I have no idea. But I've known her now for over a year, and I just have such a soft spot for her. I'm so glad that she is getting into writing again. She kind of took a little hiatus, but now she is back at it. Also just had her second baby this month, right? Or no, May. It's already June. Oh God, has Camp NaNoWriMo been over for a month? This video is so delayed. I'm so sorry. But yeah, she just had her second baby, and I'm so happy for her. And she posts a lot on Facebook. So she has a Facebook like page where it's sort of just like a Rimo's journey in writing, and she lists a bunch of statuses. And so whenever I'm on Facebook, I love seeing updates from her that way too. She just seems like someone I could actually be friends with. Like, she's just so great, and she's Canadian. And Heidi's Canadian. It just seems like everyone great from AuthorTube is Canadian. I just need to move there. But I decided to link her very first video where she sort of talks about her journey to writing, and I think it's a great way for you guys to fall in love with her too, to start from the beginning. All right, that is it. If you're still watching, thank you. I highly encourage you guys to go check out the videos I've linked below. Subscribe to everybody, fall in love with everybody like I have. And like I said, I would love to do another video like this, and hopefully I won't be as tired. I'm sorry if I look really tired, it's really late. But I wanted to get this video out. I was like, Haley, just do it. But in another video, I will talk about more author tubers that weren't in my Camp NaNoWriMo cabin, but that I also really love because there are so many. I am subscribed to a lot of people. Please go check out all my subscriptions. Most of them are AuthorTube. I subscribe to different types of channels on my other personal channel. And so I try and keep them separate that way so you guys can check out what channels I'm actually subscribed to. But there are a few that got in there because, I don't know, they just snuck in that aren't quite AuthorTubers. Nothing weird, I don't think. Anyway. I feel like I make it sound as though I subscribe and my other channel is really weird, and that I subscribe to really weird channels. I don't. I subscribe to a lot of like vlogs, like fitness vlogs, or yeah, like fitness vloggers and family vlogs that just like wouldn't make sense here. And I also subscribe to a lot of scary stories, which I've talked about before. Not important. See, I'm tired and now I'm rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Go check out everyone below. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye, Mona. Bloop.